Ever heard of the nickname Ace of Base? The man we're talking about didn't just play the instrument, he actively transformed the music industry. J. Eric Smith once described him as a smart, talented, accomplished, and well-rounded man, and many say he was ahead of every single curve the industry threw his way. This isn't your standard bass player. He was a multi-talented force who helped start a musical movement that changed everything. He's a true genius of the bass world, yet somehow, nobody is talking about him. David Jeffrey Allen was born on December 23, 1958, in Kendal, North England. It's a town with a vibrant history dating back to the Romans, sitting right on the edge of the Lake District, one of the most beautiful natural spots in the country. When he was 14, Dave Allen's mother bought him a bass from a mail-order catalogue. Back in 1969, it cost only £50, but that converts to about $1,000 in today's money. It was a massive investment that definitely paid off over his career, though at the time, his mother didn't realize she'd been ripped off. One day, while he was tuning, the bridge came loose and the screws wouldn't tighten anymore. This revealed that the body was essentially just wood chippings and glue. The only solid wood on the whole thing was the neck. Because they'd spent so much money on it, Allen had to get creative. He DIY'd 2 bolts straight through the body to keep everything in place for the time being. Allen eventually got jobs as a paperboy and a milk delivery boy to start saving up. He bought a Fender Mustang from a friend, which was a huge upgrade. It had a hard case and, importantly, wasn't full of wood chippings. Right then, he could see the trajectory of his life, knowing the bass would be his anchor and foundation in every moment. His earliest influence was George Porter Jr. from the Meters. After a saxophone-playing friend introduced him to the band, Allen listened to them obsessively. They would often jam along to the albums, which shaped how he approached the bass. Porter was famous for leaving plenty of space for the horn section, a style heard clearly on Allen's favorite track, Hey Pocky Away. Dave Allen's father also used to take him to a barber named Ian, who played bass and loved jazz. Ian introduced Allen to Jaco Pastorius through the band Weather Report. Jaco was an American bassist and composer, widely regarded as one of the most influential players of all time. Later, listening to the radio, DJ John Peel exposed Allen to dub reggae. Through the track Underground Route by Super Ape, he discovered bassist Boris Gardner and became deeply inspired by his use of syncopation. He was also inspired by Bootsy Collins, the innovator of funk, who recently played with Bruno Mars' Silk Sonic. Around 1975, Allen realized Bootsy was only 4 years older than him. That put everything into perspective. Collins had already worked with James Brown and Parliament Funkadelic, and Allen knew it was time to make his own dent in the scene. In 1976, a new band began to form. It started with 2 best friends at Leeds University who put up a poster saying, "Fast rhythm and blues band requires a fast rhythm and blues bass player." At the time, Allen was playing in multiple jazz and funk bands. He was a fine arts student at the university alongside drummer Hugo Burnham, and they both jumped at the chance to join. They found their nickname in a newspaper headline that mentioned the Gang of Four, and one member nonchalantly suggested it would be a cool name for the band. From there, Gang of Four was established. They were known as a Marxist funk band, operating close to the punk scene before the term post-punk even existed. The band was renowned for its lyrics regarding Marxist theory and situationism, its abrasive guitar work, and a stripped-down mix of punk, funk, rock, and dub. In photos from this era, we see Dave Allen primarily playing a Fender Precision bass, with a pick near the bridge pickup to give his tone more attack and clarity. During his initial run, Allen only recorded 2 albums with the band, their 1979 debut, Entertainment, and 1981's Solid Gold. During the second album, Allen started feeling conflicted. The band decided to strip their music down to the bare bones, leading to ruthless creative choices. He felt less able to express his freedom, which created friction behind the scenes regarding the direction of the songs. Despite the tension, Solid Gold was a success. It made waves in the US and landed them on shows like the BBC's Old Grey Whistle Test. They became a major influence on Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, R.E.M. and Nirvana. They had legendary moments like the Mekons, Delta 5 and Tony Wilson dancing the conga on stage with them before a show in York. However, the combination of constant touring, drug use, exhaustion, and internal disputes took its toll. Dave Allen left the band in 1981, seeking new projects and greater creative freedom. A few months later, Shriekback was formed in Kentish Town, London. Allen collaborated with XTC's Barry Andrews to explore the experimental music he couldn't do in Gang of Four. This was a supergroup of sorts, featuring Allen on a Music Man Stingray, applying heavy 40Hz dub bass. He played on 5 of their albums and multiple singles. Allen left that project in 1986 and played with various bands like Elastic Pure Joy, Low Pop Suicide, King Swamp, and Folks in the early 2000s. If you're still here, consider liking and subscribing so you can check out all the legendary bassists we've already covered on this channel and all the ones we'll cover in the future. In 2004, Gang of Four reunited. This was a time when bands like Franz Ferdinand and Block Party were huge, and everyone was comparing them to Gang of Four. Allen noted how these bands helped bring them back into the limelight for a new generation. He clarified that the band's aim was to dissect everyday life, rather than being overt revolutionaries like Rage Against the Machine. In April 2008, he decided to leave the band for a second time. He felt he couldn't give 100% to the project, and he wasn't the type of person to do a half job. In 2004, Allen launched Pamplemousse.com, a website hosting free and legal MP3s. It gave independent artists a platform they couldn't get on the radio. It was very successful for its time, and he even landed a show on Woxie 97X, a legendary alternative station out of Oxford, Ohio. During this period, he was balancing various projects while being a husband and father to 3 kids. He also stepped in as the director of Nemo Designs. From 2008 onward, Allen moved his energy behind the scenes after relocating to the Pacific Northwest. He started an interesting second career as the director of consumer digital audio services for Intel in Portland. Later, he moved to Beats Music in an exclusive role. When Apple acquired Beats in 2014, Allen became an Apple employee. He spent 3 years on the Apple Music Relations team and was one of the artists featured in the 2015 launch of Apple Music alongside Dr. Dre and Trent Reznor. He then helped pioneer a venture through the company North to help artists and managers find a new revenue stream in a shifting business. The aim was to bring brands and bands together. CCO Mark Ray said it made perfect sense to collaborate with Dave. Allen once said, "I want to use what I've learned to level the playing field for musicians by creating revenue streams that go directly to the artist." This shows he wasn't like many musicians who get famous and stay self-centered. He actively wanted to help independent artists survive the new music economy. In 2015, Allen was told that weight gain had led to dangerously high blood pressure and cholesterol. The scare convinced him to change his lifestyle. He moved to eating 5 small meals and walking 5 miles, 10,000 steps a day. He stayed in a calorie deficit, cutting out energy drinks, fried food, and processed snacks. He rarely ate meat, opting for fish, organic produce, dates, and dark chocolate. On the morning of April 5th, 2025, at the age of 69, Dave Allen passed away. Hugo Burnham later shared that Allen had been privately battling early-onset dementia for some time. Burnham posted after his death, "We know that Dave would have wanted nothing more than to step on stage with us again in Portland on our farewell US tour, but it's now a bridge too far. We've been so very lucky to have had the ace of bass in our lives." Dave Allen remains an inspiration to countless bands and bassists. As he grew older, he saw the value in lifting others up and mastering the industry's inner workings. His path wasn't a straight line, but it resulted in a fulfilling life of collaboration. Whether he was DIY bolting a cheap bass together or navigating the executive offices of Apple Music, he never lost that punk rock spirit of doing things his own way. He was a pioneer, a mentor, and truly the ace of bass. His music will keep playing, but his influence on how we discover and support artists might be his biggest legacy of all.